Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to the channel here at Horsepower Warehouse. You guys know a few weeks ago, I revealed to you this 65 Pontiac GTO Bobcat. This thing is an exceptional upon exceptional build. Really nailed it out of the park with that one. So it's gonna be hard to provide new content with you guys. I have something though that I feel like is almost as good. Let me reveal to you my purple golf cart. Now I know what you guys are thinking, this is not a golf cart channel. I kid. Before you click away, we're not even talking about that one today. You guys saw the thumbnail. I have something special to show you. Again, every time I say it's special. These are special cars because of the immense quality. I mean, the hours in restoration. Check this thing out. 1969 frost green Camaro RSSS 396, 350 horse, power brakes, power steering. This car is on the level of build of the GTO that I revealed to you just a few weeks ago. An absolutely exceptional build. I did not know that frost green looked so close to Mosport. Now it's not identical, and you guys can see my Mosport. I just happen to have one over here. The Mosport green is more of like a silver color. I don't know how it's showing up to you guys at home on your TVs and computers, but this is more of a green. This is less silver, more green. What a fantastic paint job. Color aside, I'm just talking about the quality of the paint. You know, I'm a real stickler about my paint job. We do not do cheapo paint jobs around here. So I know where to look and I know how to critique these cars. They did an exceptional job here. I'm gonna go nice and slow and just let you guys kind of take it all in. This thing is an absolutely fantastic build. You guys know I do a lot of frame off restorations myself, so I'm a pretty good critique of getting stuff right. Look at, I mean, you know, the correct clamps, and all of the bolts are fresh and new, and the rubbers are in the correct place. The fiberglass insulator has all of the correct plastic retainers, and it just goes on and on and on. There's a lot of detail. You know, the hose clamps, the correct tower clamps. I mean, a lot of money was spent here. What a fantastic build. This one is also outfitted with some goodies on the interior. So let's show you all I mean, everything is beautiful on the paint job. They really did a fantastic job. This one was a deluxe interior car, as you guys can probably tell by door panels and seats. Tilt wheel, rosewood. It also has the gauge package in the center. This thing is, I believe, every option except for factory air conditioning. Just a fully outfitted car. You guys can see everything is like brand new in the interior. Usually when you look underneath the hood and then you see a paint job of this magnitude, you know that they didn't skimp out on the interior. Usually you spend, you know, 25, 30 grand to get the paint job looking like that. You're not gonna skimp out on a $10,000 interior. It just doesn't make sense, you know? You're not gonna spend all that money here and not do the rest of it. This car looks the part. Absolutely fantastic. You guys know I'm not a salesman. I don't even talk numbers on my channel. If you want to buy this car, it's not going to be from me. I build these. Oh, it's still tight. You got to be careful on these YouTube channels. And I'm just going to be translucent with you guys. Usually you want to overshut the door because you look like an idiot if you shut the door and it doesn't close fully like I just did. This has all brand new rubbers in it, guys. You got to remember that. On a lot of these cars, the rubber still hasn't compressed. So you got to give it a little bit of might. I try to be as careful as possible with all these doors. You'll never see me start from out here and just go ahead and give her a wall up. A lot of guys will do that. I just don't believe in it. It's not respectful to the car, if anything else. So I try to do the minimal possible to actually get the door shut. But sometimes it is hesitant when you have all brand new gaskets in there. So just want to explain that to you guys, why I just had to double shut that door. A lot of YouTubers, they try to just cover stuff up to make them look better. I don't believe in that. This thing is awesome. And I know what you're thinking. Well, surely, Junior, you have it on a LED lit lift. I know. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Now that I have it up in the air, I can show you guys just how much detail was spent in the bottom of this car. First and foremost, I'm going to go around the bottom side of it and show you all the rocker areas and so on and so forth. Keep in mind, I have not cleaned this car. This thing came directly off of the truck like this, so it is still due for a minor detail, but I love this. The RSSS package with the hideaway headlights just has a unique look, a defined muscle car look to me. I really am a fan of the RSSS package. So, I mean, beautiful all the way around. Fresh, brand new radial TA BF Goodriches. As we go underneath the car, you guys can see the floor pans are absolutely immaculate. And we will stop right here. I know that this is supposed to be on the bottom side, guys, so don't fillet me for the small detail, but I'm going to correct that. As we go through to the front, I mean, I haven't touched up this car, I haven't wiped it down, I haven't done any beautification whatsoever. I'm gonna go and probably spend about 45 minutes to an hour just kind of making this thing a little bit nicer, but I can't critique this car very far, guys. It's an absolutely beautiful example of a 69 Camaro RSSS big block. I always look for, okay, where did they skimp out, you know? Where did they try to save money on the build? They did it how I would approach this car. You have to just blow everything apart. It's a fantastic looking car underneath. I like to look up underneath the rockers. You know, all the spots where the painter, if it's a subpar painter, they don't like to get on the floor and paint up. And you also mostly have gravity feed guns. So when you tilt the gun up, the paint all sloshes away from the feed of the gun. So it's really difficult to get paint up in this area. And he did a really good job. The painter, you know, did as good of a job as the rest of the builder. And that's what I require of my painter. That's why we pay him top dollar. But you know, things like the bottom sides of the doors, the underside of the hood, all of the, you know, the reveals, I guess is the best way to call these areas that I'm referring to. A fantastic, fantastic build. Let me know down below, what is your guys' favorite color of this Camaro? I've never seen a frost green come through here. Very, very interesting car. While I've got you guys' attention, I know it's a fantastic one. My 34 Ford here just got wet sanded and buffed. Another example of a just beautiful paint job. I really want you guys to critique me, because I know I have some of you guys watching that own some really spectacular examples of cars, and I want to be held to the highest standards. This one just was wet sanded and buffed. We did not paint this vehicle, so this was corrected, but obviously this was a super high dollar paint job. This is a fiberglass bodied car. Griffy peanut butter interior, tilt column. I mean, really nicely done car. That one shuts nice and even. You can tell that the gaskets have fully seated on that one. It doesn't give you any pushback. We personally have a great distaste for these wheels. Kind of looks too 80s to us. Also another thing I'm interested in your guys' opinion. What would you put on this in terms of wheels? We were thinking a larger in diameter set of billet specialties. Of course, we're going to have them custom made for this car, but maybe like a 17 in the front and a 20 in the rear. You know, we don't like super low profile to where it makes it to the work. The car rides really bad. Want to leave a little bit of profile in the rear. Of course, it has to match the front, so comment down below. I'm kind of curious what you guys would put on this car. The paint blows me away. I love when you knock out red, when you get it looking great, it really looks great. But switching gears onto the next thing. A lot of you guys are asking me for C2 Corvettes that aren't restored. You guys know I'm doing restorations, frame off on a lot of my stuff over here. But you know, you have to get in line with the rest of the people that want to approach this process. And I understand a lot of you guys want a car now. This is a perfect example of a non-restored as it would enter my building. This is running, this is driving. You could enjoy this car right now if you weren't so inclined to have a restored car, one that's painted, you know, whether it's body on or body off restored. This one was restored, but it's been quite a few years. Again, running, driving, 67. I know it looks like a 350 horse, but I believe this is a 300 horsepower motor that was gussied up. It does have the Winters aluminum intake manifold. He does have the aftermarket air conditioning on here. I don't see there is no power steering or power brakes, but it looks like he did what was important to him here in South Florida. That air conditioning, you got to have it. So it's kind of nice. This would be a really nice car that you're like wanting to actually drive and not worry so much about, you know, if someone, you know, were, God forbid, to open a door into your $30,000 paint job. You know, this one, it's not so critical. You guys know me, I want to build all of them. You ask me, I'm like, oh, let's frame off. But we got to offer some stuff to you guys that's not framed off, because we understand, you know, not everyone wants to use my shop. You guys might want to do this at home or attempt it. You know, I'm not even going to put my comment into there. I'm here to help you guys. If you want to attempt a restoration like this, like what I'm doing at home, watch my content and see what it takes. If you think you've got it, then God bless you. I'll be here to help you if you have any questions. 60, you guys know it doesn't have the grills here, so this is a 64. We don't even have to look at the rear window to determine if it's a split window. But we can also see by this gargantuan Frigidaire compressor and this box in this area, this is a factory air conditioning car. So really cool. 64s didn't come with side pipes. If you guys don't like that, I can make those disappear in about an hour. Power brakes, power steering. Wow, this has it all. I didn't even really get a great look at this car. I would probably wet sand and buff this one, just the same thing that I did with my 34 Ford over there, and see how nice the paint comes out. It's not going to be perfect, obviously, at least my standards of perfect, but I think this would absolutely pass for most people's standards of a show quality paint job. Really nice car. Squeaky door. White interior. I love using magic erasers on all my white interiors. This one absolutely is going to need a little bit of a cleanup. I'd be curious to see what a magic eraser does with the door panels, seats, and headliner and so forth. I always veer on the side of not using chemicals. I want to use the least abrasive way of reconditioning, you know, something that is dyed especially. The dye is not like permanently attached to the material on these cars. It is on the surface, so you can absolutely wipe right through the dye if you go harsh with chemicals, or even something like steam. You kind of got to go careful with. Let's see. That door shuts nice. I guess we're on this episode, we're going to be talking about doors. I don't know how we got into that. Ooh, I can see we're at the 10-minute mark on the second segment. So I like to keep my content short for you guys. I've got another subject coming up. I'm going to actually shoot 2 videos for you today, but I'm going to make that a separate video. We're going to talk about the insane resto mod market, what the prices brought at the most recent Kissimmee auction at Mecum. It's interesting to say the least, so be on the lookout for the next video coming up right after this. But thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please consider doing so. Until next time, take care.